Welcome back to Tales from the Veil. Today, we delve into a story that blurs the line between ancient history and the inexplicable, the tale of the scroll that ignited itself. Our story begins not in a dusty crypt, but in the sterile, climate-controlled environment of a world-renowned museum. Dr. Toms, a respected but notoriously skeptical historian, had just received a new acquisition. It was a papyrus scroll unearthed from a forgotten tomb in the Egyptian desert, sealed within a clay cylinder for millennia. The find was monumental, promising insights into a little-known pharaoh's reign. Toms and his team spent weeks preparing to unroll the delicate artifact. The air in the lab was thick with anticipation. Finally, the day came. With cameras rolling for documentation and a small group of colleagues watching, Toms began the painstaking process. Using specialized tools, he gently eased the ancient papyrus open, millimeter by millimeter. The script was unlike any they had seen before. It wasn't standard hieroglyphics or demotic script. The characters were elegant, almost alive, swirling in patterns that seemed to defy linguistic convention. As more of the scroll was revealed, a strange, almost imperceptible hum filled the room. The lights in the lab flicker a detail Toms dismissed as a faulty generator. He continued his work, his focus absolute. The strange script seemed to draw him in, its beauty captivating. Then it happened. A faint wisp of smoke, smelling of ozone and something ancient, like desert herbs, rose from the center of the scroll. Toms froze. His team gasped. It was impossible. The room's temperature was strictly regulated, and there were no sources of ignition. Before anyone could react, a tiny, brilliant orange spark appeared on the surface of the papyrus. It didn't burn like a normal flame. It glowed, pulsing with a soft light. The spark traced one of the strange symbols, outlining it in fire that didn't consume. Then another and another. The symbols began to light up in a sequence, as if a hidden message was being revealed. The hum grew louder, vibrating through the floor. The glowing script illuminated the faces of the stunned academics. It wasn't a fire of destruction, but of revelation. The characters burned with a cool, ethereal light, leaving the papyrus itself completely unharmed. Toms, the man of science and reason, could only stare, his skepticism melting away in the face of this impossible spectacle. For nearly a full minute, the scroll blazed with its silent, harmless fire. The sequence of glowing symbols played out like a celestial map. Then, as suddenly as it began, the light receded. The last spark vanished, the hum faded into silence, and the lights in the lab stabilized. The scroll lay on the table, perfectly intact, not even a scorch mark on its surface. But something had changed. The script, once just ink on papyrus, now seemed to hold a depth it didn't have before. The symbols felt, understood. Toms would later report that in that moment, the meaning of the entire text flooded his mind, a story not of a pharaoh, but of a stargazer, a priest who claimed to have transcribed the language of the cosmos. The event was never officially explained. The footage was classified, and the official report cited a bizarre, static electrical discharge. But those who were there know what they saw. They witnessed a piece of history that wasn't just a record of the past, but an active, living relic. The scroll that ignited itself remains one of history's most baffling and beautiful mysteries, a testament to the fact that some secrets refuse to stay buried. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the unknown. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales from the Veil. See you next time.